Hello and welcome to the mini and to the innie. Today, I hope to quickly and briefly, we'll see how well that one goes, quickly and briefly dive into the concept and the reality of community and communities as a whole. And the reason being is that the more and more we realize that we share things, we're willing to share things. And once we realize that we have something that we share, we're willing to share other things. Even maybe if it's just share a little bit more peace, I guess. But to start out is what communities are. Right. So what is a community? A community can be, a street or a neighborhood or a block or somewhere around there. It could be an apartment building, could be in a community. It could be your school. It could be a game that you play or a sport that you play. It could be racial, right? It could be your ethnicity. It could be your race. It could be your belief. It could be your political party. It can also revolve around a person. Communities can be so many things, and in reality is we're part of a lot of communities. A while back I said, what's at the top of our heap, or what do we prioritize? What's the first priority or second priority, top whatever set of priorities on our list. And I think that's important to sort of figure out. I think you got to start figuring out what is your top priority, your second priority, your third priority. Back in the day, I believe it was Peet's Coffee and Starbucks Coffee. They used to use the term the third place, or a third place, meaning this was the third place, or a third place that you would go throughout your day, right? Of most importance. Number one would be home. Number two would be work. So they knew, if we get into the third place, if Peet's Coffee, Starbucks Coffee is that third most coveted and visited and used space, then their business model reflected that, and then they'll have this continual business coming through. Which, by the way, I hope coffee shops out there taking note do this. We need more coffee shops to have that mentality. Yes, I get the fact that the overhead and this, that I know there's smart people out there who could figure it out. I just want that to come back. The third place coffee shop mentality of, come in, we're gonna serve you coffees. Like, people going to coffee shops, see, I think this is where it got bad. People got greedy. They didn't buy anything, or they bought the cheapest thing and sat on the Wi-Fi all day long, taking up a chair. You guys, it should be every 2 hours or so, buy a drink and keep the money going, give a tip to the barista or the people who are like, it's a give and take, right? If you ain't buying nothing, don't show up. But as nice as it is, right? You gotta. It's the give and take. I know there's business mentalities and everything else like that, but it's give and take. Okay, it's my high horse right there. But anyways, the communities of what we're after is that third place, or not even the third place, but is that sense of importance. Communities give us, or what they do for us is they give us a sense of importance or significance, and a sense of belonging. Importance, significance, and belonging. We deem it as important, we are seen as significant, and we belong to these other people. In doing that, the communities do so much for us. They hold us down in both ways, in the good and the bad. They hold us down, so when things are going rough, they hold us to be held, to be comforted. And in certain scenarios, they can hold us back a little. But also they can push us forward. They encourage us to go out, do more, be more. They could push us out if they're not really, seeing or fitting the needs or wants that we have. So with that in the realm of Christianity, it's a community that what we have in common is a belief in Christ, right? Christianity, Christ, the anointed one, those of the anointed one, Christian. And with that, we should have our behaviors and everything else fall in line and everything else like that. Yes, I gotcha. But we lose sight of being a people of Christ that are united together first. Instead of seeing someone like, oh, you're part of my community, what's going on? I might not agree with you here, but you're still part of my community, so I should really try to respect you the best I can, and have an honest conversation, dialogue, see why you think this is okay or right, and why you don't think this is okay or right, and we should go back and forth. Instead of doing that, we don't see them as part of our community anymore, and we start pushing out, which at that point you're pushing out what Christ has brought in. And that mentality of standing with each other, even if we might not agree or accept or every little thing, it's called solidarity. There is a Christ-centered solidarity, not meaning we're gonna change every political party's mantra or change the rules or do whatever. No, there's solidarity in the fact that you're following Christ, I'm following Christ, I'm trying my best, you're trying your best. I'll try to stand with you the best I can and try to understand where you're coming from at the same time. Now, don't get me wrong, solidarity has everything has to have limits and boundaries and everything else like that. Disciples are just those who have been disciplined being given limits, boundaries, and that's where the solidarity comes from as well, especially when you turn around and you start hurting your own. But one of the things that it doesn't say is, like, if you have certain baggage or a certain belief or whatever else, that you're automatically out, right? We have to have agreed upon principles. Yes, that's fair. We have to have agreed upon norms or just things that we do or say we will do or not put up with. Okay, that's fair as well. And getting to those agreed upon things can be a little challenging, because then you have to figure out who's going to be the spokesman and here, there, and I know it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. It usually comes from one person says these are their things, another person says it's different. It's a lot, and it takes time, but I think we have to start striving for it. If we don't know what we want to strive for, we kind of just like meander. We kind of just like sit there in the water, let the waves bump us up and down, and we're not trying to move forward. Even if we're going against the waves, like, we're trying to move forward. Yes, it might tire us out, but like, it's better than just nothingness. So no matter what baggage we have, the most important person in the history of mankind is our core identifier. Can we see that though? Can we see the core identifier of everything we're trying to say, do, be, and enact? Well, it's the know, be, do's. What we know, what we do, and who we are, what we be. Can we see that our core identifier is Christ first, or is it something else? Is something else becoming the core identifier? I can go into every realm of hot button Christianity or mainstream, this, that, the other, and the classic conservative realm. I want you to first ask yourself, is your core identifier Christ, or is it something else? If it's that something else, you need to re-identify. I hate to break it to you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know I've been trying to help you, but at the same time, I'm just trying to tell you your core identifier. I'm not telling you to get rid of anything. Notice, I'm just trying to tell you if we could put our core identifier in Christ first, and let's work from that. You're not talking to me as a man, a woman, a child. No, you're talking to me as a Christian. Oh, okay, we can go at it. Me Christian and seeing you Christian. Yeah, we can work with this. Oh, me, my identifiers. I've been doing this for 20 years. You're only 2 years in. I'm better. No. Oh, me Christian sees you Christian. Our core identifiers see that first. It doesn't see the baggage or anything else like that. More importantly, we keep in mind that our community is in Christ, and he sees us as his people. He would say, these are my people, and they are important to me. Christ would say that we are his people, and we are important to him. Not that, this one thing is more important than this other thing. All of them are important. To get them in line and everything else, like that's important, but it takes time. Okay? To be a community with one person in common is to understand that our core identifier is more important than all the other smaller identifiers that we have. Not saying that our other identifiers aren't important. It's just like we're just raising the bar of everything. Okay. So that's all I have for you. I know it wasn't as short as I was hoping it would be, but if you enjoyed this, I'm happy. If you have any questions, let me know. Until next time, take care.